Hello, everybody. We'll get started in just a minute. Okay, it is 12 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome. Oh, that's for you, David. Did you see the chat?
Let me see here. One second.
She said she sees you, but not the notes.
Perfect.
Um, so welcome to today's presentation. Today's training is provided by AT&T and the Public Library Association, right along with the ARC US. Today's workshop, I already read that, so I'm not going to read that again. Um, so I'm Sean Fulton, and I'm the Advocacy, Engagement, and Education Manager for the ARC of Indiana, and filling in today for Becky, which Becky's in DC. Go ahead, David.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am David Dalton. Happy to be filling in for Becky today. I am here serving as our Chief Program and Engagement Officer for the ARC of Indiana. So excited to talk about email basics today.
So today's agenda is going to be the introduction to name the tools and apps needed to use the email. Skill building, perform basic email functions, including log into and out of email accounts,
Mhm.
um, send and receive and reply to an email, recognize and deal with spam, organize, search, and delete email, tips and tricks, how to keep your account safe, how to use other email functions such as CC and BCC, and attachments, and then practice. Get started with email, create a username and strong password, how to use a draft email features, or yeah, draft email features, how to include attachments, when to use reply, reply all, and forward, and how to use that CC and BCC function.
All right. So in today's workshop, we're going to introduce you again and what Sean talked about, some of the basics of using email. Um, A web browser is a program that allows you to view websites and navigate between what are called hyperlinks. So, um, people use browsers to access web-based programs or applications such as email, or access even documents such as photos or forms or even music. Um, so, some of the common uh, browsers that are used are there's here in the corner is Microsoft. That is one that we use here. There's also Google, which is Chrome, Safari in the bottom right hand corner, and then there's also one called Firefox as well. So lots of different choices, and we'll be using uh, and talking about some of these browsers today. And I think here at the Arc of Indiana, a lot of us we use Microsoft Edge, which is this one, and as well as Google. Uh, so there's a lot of different emails, a lot of different um, applications that you can use to send email. Again, I kind of talked a little bit about them because they're also some of them are also browsers. But there's Google, which is something that a lot of people use. So there's Google Gmail. Um, there's also Outlook. So that's Microsoft, and that's one that we use a lot here at the Arc of Indiana. And there's also Yahoo, and even there are some Apple Mail as well. So there's a lot of different types of email that exist. So just want to let you know, so you don't have to always choose one. There's lots of options, and it can be based on what you like the most.
Introduction to or benefits of using email. You can send an email message to one person or multiple people at the same time. In most cases, the person on the person or people will receive the email almost immediately after you send it. People can access email accounts on any device with internet access, including computers, smartphones, or tablets. Message Messages can include text, pictures, documents, videos, but videos cannot be very long or you can't send them, and other computer files.
So um, email addresses, like street addresses on an envelope, an email address has to be typed correctly, or the other person may not receive their mail. So, an email address will always have two main parts, which are connected by the at symbol. The second part of the email address is the location. It could be the name of an email provider or even the organization of where a person works, or maybe even a website that the person's associated with. So as you, oops, um, get back here. Um, so as you see here, Amy Lee Smith, um, kind of her 82 Evergreen Terrace, Springfield, Oregon is her address. Well, it's usually the person's name, Amy Lee Smith, and in this case, she uses Gmail, so at gmail.com. So again, just kind of the parts of the email address. So signing up for, for an email account, I think today what we'll do is we will walk through what it would be like to create a Gmail account. So we don't necessarily have to, you don't have to create one right now, but we're just going to kind of talk about how you would open or create your own account. And Gmail is the example that we're going to use today. Um, so you would open up your browser like the ones that we talked about earlier, and you would go to, again, we're using Gmail as the example, and you'd go to the Gmail website, and then you would go and then you would click on create an account. Um, when you click on the account, it'll kind of there'll be a handful of questions that will appear on the screen. If you need to change the language, you can do that. Um, you'll have to complete this form first. You'll enter your first and last name, and then you'll choose your username, and then you'll also choose a password. Um, Again, if you were going to create an email account today, you would also need to have access to your cell phone to complete the registration.
Signing up for an email account. Selecting your username. Username must be unique. May need to add numbers or other identifying factors to it. Select a username that is appropriate to share. And make sure that it's not like your name. Make sure it's some jumbled stuff or some fun thing that you would remember because with you can have different icons and you can have numbers. Make sure that it's like that because um hackers are getting very smart these days and they can figure out stuff really easy, so make it as hard for them as possible. Um, Signing up for an email, creating a password. Don't share your password with others. Definitely not. That would be something that could get you kicked out of emails. Um, Passwords should be kept private. Minimum of 8 characters. Sh uh, should not be a word that is easy to guess. Add capital letters, numbers, and symbols to make your password more secure. Longer is stronger.
Mm. So, as Sean talked about, your email account is protected by your password. And so, again, you want to make sure that you are the only person that can access your email. So, again, you want your password to be strong. You want it to be something that you also remember. This just provides you with protection and privacy, and you just keep your password. Make sure to keep your password safe. Um, so kind of what happens after you create your username and password. Again, if you were doing it today, you would enter your phone number. There's also an option, just so you know, for an alternate email address. This is just a way in case you lose your password or forget something. It helps you to access your email account again. So you'll then also need to enter your date of birth, and typing all four number digits of the year you're born. And then from there, you can select the gender as well. So that is an option as well. So when you're creating your email account. Um, Now, as you set up your email account, one of the next steps that it'll ask you to do is to verify your phone number. So this shows that you are a real person and not a robot automatically trying to create an email account. So that's why I'd ask you for your phone number. So you can expect for a text message of some kind. Um, like so, in most cases, you'll have your phone with you. And when you click on the verify button, it will send you a code. Your cell phone will receive that message from Google with a code, and then you'll just type that code right into the inbox there. So, pretty, it kind of guides you along very nicely.
I will add something here.
Please.
So a few days ago, as a matter of fact, I got a text on my phone stating that I would need to change my password for my email, my personal email, which I did not do. So in that instances, you probably should ignore that if you didn't do it yourself, because that's a hacker trying to hack your stuff. Just
Mm,
so you guys know.
yeah. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Sean. I think that's important that you always want to be cautious. The good thing about when you're creating your email account here is that when you put in your phone number, it's you're the one that's doing it. So if you receive something that you're not really sure about, yeah, you definitely want to pay attention to that, as Sean mentioned. Um, so as you continue to sign up for your account, there'll be a list of or a paragraph or so of Google and most and all email providers, their terms and service and their privacy policy. This just kind of explains how Google or Yahoo or whoever it is will use your information when you're using their services. After you read all of it, if you still want to sign up, you can click the button and agree to create your email account. So this is pretty standard. You're going to see this stuff most of the time when you're creating your email account. So for logging in to your email account, so again, this is just kind of what you would expect if you were creating it now. Um, you would type gmail.com, and that's the one that we're using for today, in your address bar, and it will then take you uh, to your Gmail. So it'll be Google or it will say Gmail. So that's kind of how you will, if you were logging onto your web browser, that's how you would find it. Um, Next, you would just type your own email address that you created into the box, and then after that, you would then click next. Once you enter in your username, which your username is your email address, you would just type in the password you created. And once you click on that, actually, once you type that, you'll click on next, and then it will take you um, to your email account. So it would say you are now logged in, and here is your inbox.
Logging into your email account, tips and tricks. When your email first opens, you will see the inbox. There is a list of email messages in the middle of your screen. The menu on the left side allows you to switch between folders that organize your email messages, such as inbox, sent mail, draft, and deleted messages. You can look at specific messages using the search box at the top. You can access your account settings at the top right.
So now we're going to kind of walk through all of those things that Sean just talked about for the tips, the quick tips. Um, so when you are done with your email and you've sent the emails and you've looked at all that you wanted to, you know where the folders are, you know where the search feature is, and all of that. But when you're finally done, you can just sign out by clicking your account button at the top right hand corner. So if you look here at the top right where it's highlighted, that's where you'll be able to click on your name, and then it'll give you a drop down that'll allow you to then sign out of your Gmail account. And that's probably pretty much standard for all email addresses or all email accounts. So you'll be able to click on your username, and then you'll be able to sign out when you're complete. So opening and replying to emails. Um, as you see here on the screen, you have um, your inbox, right? And so the first thing you'll see is kind of where all your messages are received. So anything that's in your inbox is going to be anything that's typically you've gotten from someone that sent you an email, and it's really where you can manage all of your messages. Sean, how when you log in, is this pretty much what you see?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So, we might probably go into this, but the reason the top one, if you can see, it says Miss Thompson. It looks like it's in bold, which I believe means it's probably an unread email. So sometimes when you have an email, it'll just let you know if you've opened it already or if you've read it, and if not, then typically it can be in bold. So um, as we look at, yeah, here, I kind of talked about this already. So Mrs. Thompson or Miss Thompson is the sender. So she is the person that has sent the email to you. Um, and then you see kind of, so she's the sender, and then you have uh, the title of the email, which is Welcome New Students. So if you see here, we have that highlighted. So again, Miss Thompson has sent the email. That's who it's coming from. And then you have the title of your email that is, again, um, they're highlighted in orange right now. Let's see. Bear with me. Oops. Sean, are my slides advancing?
Um, no.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Thank you. Um, so when on the now what's highlighted, you're going to see that's a little bit of what's in the email. So when you open it, which I believe will be one of the next slides, um, you can see kind of that is I am Miss Thompson and I would, and that is kind of where you're going to see all the information that Miss Thompson has sent to you in her email. Hmm. So opening and replying continued. Um, So each email, again, has a subject. Each email has should have a subject, and each email has a sender, and you should be able to see um, what is in part of the email. Uh, so you'll notice a few things about your inbox. A menu on the left side allows you to switch between folders. So if you see here on the left-hand side, you see inbox, and then you have starred, you have snoozed, you have sent, you have drafts. Um, and most importantly, I want to point out the sent mail, drafts, and deleted messages. Um, you can also look for specific emails. If there's somebody, Miss Thompson, or someone else that you are looking for, you can use that search box at the top to try to find a very specific email from someone. So again, I kind of highlighted this already. So this is that sidebar that allows you to kind of see inbox, starred, snooze, sent, drafts, and all of that in there. Hmm. All right. Sorry, having a little bit of a technology issue there. Sean, did my slide advance for you?
The A is back
Okay,
on.
perfect. Okay. Um, very good. All right. Hmm. Bear with me. Interesting. So this right here is kind of what I talked about. So this is again, this is going to be your inbox, and there's the date as well as the time. So just wanted to point that out. So again, when you are opening your inbox, you're going to see um, who it's from, the title of the email, and in some cases, you're going to have the day that it was sent as well as the time. So just want to make sure that we point that out for everyone. Sean, I'm going to bear with me one moment. I'm going to try to stop sharing real quick and fix this because I'm having some technical issues. My apologies, everyone. Bear with me for one moment. Thank you. We're gonna we are gonna share again. This might take us a little bit back to the beginning. Let me make sure. All right. Are we still on the correct slide, Sean?
Yeah, but we're seeing notes.
Okay. Well, okay. Make sure that, let me see here. One second.
You gotta love technology.
Yeah, sure do. Um, for those of you that are in the meeting, can you type in the webinar chat? Do you see the presentation. We just want to make sure it's working for all of you. Okay. All right. Let me double check. Okay. So let me do this. So bear with me, everyone. Okay. I'm going to try this again. Thank you all for your patience as we work through some of our technological challenges here. Okay. All right. We're going to pick this back up. Sean, you good? All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. I think we were on slide. Going to kind of move through this. Thanks, everybody, again. Huh. Okay. So is it advancing for you, Sean?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So it is not for me, kind of. So we'll just see if we can make this work. I can see it on my screen. We talked about that a little bit. Okay, we'll just kind of get back into this as best we can. So thanks, everybody. As I mentioned earlier, the search mail feature, that's something that allows you to type in someone's email or maybe their name, and it will allow you to kind of do a quick search for the email that they sent you. Okay, there we go, maybe. All right, slide 28. Okay, so when you click on Mrs. Thompson's email, it will then allow you to open the email, which we kind of talked a little bit about earlier, and it will show you um, uh, all of the entire text that she sent you, the entire body of her email. So um, again, that's just kind of when you want to, again, reply to a message. So Miss Thompson, for example, you'll notice at the bottom, there is a um, little section right here where you can hit reply. And that's going to give you the opportunity to send an email back to um, uh, Miss Thompson or whoever sent you that email. Um, okay. Um, all right. So now that when you clicked reply, that's going to open up a text box here, and that's going to allow you to start to type your response. And once you type your reply to the person that emailed you, what you're going to do after that is you're just going to click send. So you type your email and then you hit send. Sean, is there anything you want to add to that?
Um, just make sure that it's the right email that you're sending it to, because if not, it'll bounce back. Like I did that this morning. I was sending out an email and it didn't have the right, it actually added a couple of things to the email
Mhm.
at the address, and so it bounced back. So, you got to make sure that when you send an email, make sure that it's the right email you're sending it to.
Okay, thank you. And hopefully, if you're hitting reply, it's just going to go right back to um, the person that sent you the email, which is a good thing. So it does make it a little easy for you. So if you're sending a reply, all you have to do is click on reply and then type your response and hit send. Um, and then once you do that, a notification will appear on the bottom of the screen, um, and it'll show you, hey, um, you've sent this message, so thank you for reaching out. My daughter's looking forward to being in your class. So that's always nice because you can see the messages that you sent in your reply. So to send a new message, you want to click on the compose button on the top left side of the screen. Now, again, for the different emails that you may use, it might not be Gmail, it might be Yahoo, or it might be Outlook. It's all going to be kind of similar. It might say compose, it might say new mail, but really it's going to be pretty much the same. It's always going to be near the top. So, which makes it a little nice so you can create and draft a new email pretty easily.
I guess this is where I should have said that because I was sending a new email out and
But that's still important information to remember. So um, as you hit compose, um, and this should be the next slide, you're going to see a little box is going to appear, and it's going to have the name. And to Sean's point, you want to make sure that you have the correct name of the person that you're emailing it, so it would be their email account. So in this case, it's you have the um, user Nikki Joe Smith 82 at gmail.com. And so again, maybe double checking that you're sending it to the right person so it doesn't bounce back is a good idea. To Sean's point. Um, and as you can email more than one person. So again, when you enter an email, you're gonna have their username, and then you'll be able to add another person to that email. Um, you can type several of those email addresses, and typically they're going to be separated by commas. Um, in that email, again, Sean kind of talked about this. Just make sure that you're sending it to the right person. Um, you want to add in subject to let the person know what that message is about, and then the message is the body of the email. So again, so you have all of those things that make up an email when you're sending a new email. And then once you're done, all you have to do is click send and it will go out. Once the message is sent, that notification on the bottom corner there is just going to say, this message has been sent, which is nice because it just shows you that you've actually been able to send that message. Um, Also, Sean was doing this earlier today. I'd like to say that is we were looking through sent emails, weren't we, Sean?
yeah, we were.
Yep. So as you can see there, on the left-hand side, if you want to see that your email was actually sent to the person, all you do is have to click on that, and it will take you and show you um, anything that's in your sent folder, which is again a nice thing. And I think Sean and I were using it. I use it all the time to make sure that my emails were sent, and I think Sean does too, right?
S Sometimes.
Junk mail.
Unwanted online communications. What
Yeah,
are
yeah,
some examples of junk emails that you receive at home?
yeah.
Like some of the stuff I get that I automatically go into junk for my home email is like people always trying to buy my house.
Mm,
So that's a junk email because I live in like like Irvington area that is like where everybody wants to live. So I get all sorts of emails all the time and about people wanting to buy my house. So I just like put them in junk or delete them.
hmm. Yeah. Do you get junk email at your work then, you say?
Not usually for my house here, but
Mm,
for other businesses I do.
hmm. Well, yeah, I think it's good to keep an eye um, on the junk email that does come through, right? And so just like you get junk mail at home, you get junk email, and so you just want to be mindful of that. Um, so just again, kind of what we talked about. There's just like when you get regular mail, you can get that junk mail, and that kind of junk mail that is email is called spam. That's what we refer to it. So it's unwanted emails. So it's we call spam. They contain sometimes links to websites and pictures and other things that you really just don't need. And Sean had talked about kind of the house stuff. I mean, it can be kind of annoying and kind of gets in the way, but you also have to be very careful because some spam, if you click on it, it can cause a virus or serious problems on your computer. And yeah, it could just be bad stuff that if you click on it, could cause some problems for your computer or anything that you would consider private. And that's just you want to be careful about that. Um,
Or if you're a CEO of the Arc of Indiana who gets targeted sometimes through
mm,
email, because a few times some of us have gotten emails that said Kim Dotson of the Arc
mm,
of Indiana wants you to do this and this and this, and it's not even her.
So you got to be careful because sometimes people impersonate people, and yeah, and you just don't want to click on that stuff. It could be bad. So, just like the other folders, you can see that there's also a spam folder. So, this is where most of your email that's junk email is flagged, and hopefully it should all go to that folder so you don't see it in your inbox at all. So, that's a nice thing.
I will also say sometimes regular emails that you need may go to spam by accident.
That's a good point, Sean. Yeah, so you just got to be careful and keep an eye on things. Um, so, and that's kind of perfect setup. Um, uh, so sometimes spam does get through to your inbox. If this happens, you can click the box next to the email that looks like the spam, and then click the button to mark it as spam. So, you can see right here, you have Zippy Loan, and then you have Nikki Smith and Miss Thompson, and so if something like that was to come into your Gmail account, there's a little icon at the top there that will indicate that, and you'll click on that, and it will um, move it to your spam folder. So again, just a nice feature. Um, so if you find an email in your spam folder that you want to keep, and this is kind of what Sean again was talking about, you can alert Gmail, and again, Gmail is just the example we're using today. But you can alert them and say it isn't spam, um, and I want to keep this in my regular inbox. So just some important things to keep in mind when you're looking at your inbox and your spam folder. Um, So after you open the message and click on the not spam button, um, you'll then get that email from the same address. So once you do it once, it should be good to go and it will start to move into your inbox. So that way you don't miss it, especially if it's a safe email. Again, sometimes spam can make mistakes. Sometimes emails that they just go into your spam folder by mistake. And if you're missing an email from someone that you think is important, you expected an email, you always just want to check your spam folder just to make sure if it's there, and then that way you can alert your Gmail account and then move it back into your inbox. So now we're going to talk a little bit about organizing and deleting emails. So it's always good to keep a fresh inbox. You can have a lot of different emails, but removing old emails can clean out your inbox, and it makes it a little easier for you to find some of those important emails that you're expecting. So just a good practice just to keep your inbox as clean as possible. I know that I like to do that and try to do my best to keep everything as fresh as possible. So if there's something that you would like to save, and you're saying, I don't want to delete it, you want to hang on to it, and you want to, but you don't want it to clutter up your inbox. Um, all email applications have a archive button, and you can see it kind of highlighted here. It's just that down arrow, and if you click on that, what it's going to do is just going to take it and it's going to just hang on to that email. It doesn't delete it. And it takes it from your inbox, and that way, if you want to find it later, it's there. It's just not in your inbox. So I will say, so that icon there is the delete button. So if you're marking an email to delete, um, it will stay inside your trash folder, is what we call it, temporarily. So usually around 30 days. So you can delete something and then it will be in your trash folder for about 30 days. And then once it reaches that 30 days, it is deleted permanently. Anything you'd like to add about that, Sean?
Not on this one.
Okay. Um, Additionally, if you want to stay organized, there's also a way to label your emails. So you can give, and in some ways, this just makes things easier to find. It's kind of like a folder. You can label it, your email, and you can organize them. And it just, again, it could be about a particular topic. So that little icon there at the far right hand side is just a way for you to create labels that will help you stay organized, or if you want to look at a particular topic later. Um, the other option is you can create folders. You can move your emails. So if you, again, another way to stay organized, you can label them, or you can create your own folders to retrieve messages later. You would just click on here the folder icon here at the top, and again, all email applications, whether you're using Gmail or Outlook or Microsoft, uh, Outlook or Gmail or Yahoo, they're all going to have the ability for you to create folders, and then you can name them and then move those emails that you want to save into those folders. Um, Here at the top, you can kind of see all those things highlighted here. So this navigation bar, you can delete, organize, all the things that we just talked about. Um, you can do that here. You can select several messages at the same time. So you can see Nikki Smith and Google Community are both checked. So if I wanted to just say, okay, I don't need Nikki's email anymore, and I don't want the Google Community, I could click, I could move it to a folder, or I could delete it, and I can do that all at once. So you don't have to do it one at a time, which is nice. Um, so as I mentioned, if you go to the trash icon, the message will appear confirming that it is trash. So you see here it says two conversations moved to trash. Um, that way, kind of like when it was sent, it's kind of the same thing. It just lets you know that, hey, I have now decided that I wanted to move these messages to my trash can, and so that's what that message there at the bottom is, and so you can kind of see all your messages there. um, so let's see here. Yep, and so that's kind of what I was just talking about. So um, we're going to move on to let's see. We're just gonna move to Sean. Does my screen say searching for messages?
Yep, it does.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Um, so we're gonna talk a little bit about let's say you now organized your inbox and you want to search for um, some of the things that you just organized into a folder or somewhere else in your inbox. So I'm going to let Sean talk, or I'm going to ask Sean if you please talk a little bit about searching for messages.
Yeah, so you can search for a message, person's name, word of the subject line, or word of the message.
Mm. Do you use that a lot, Sean?
I use the person's name
Okay.
a lot when I'm trying to send out an email or respond to an email.
Hmm.
That's how I send them out is person's name.
And so when you type in the person's name, does their email populate with that too?
Sometimes it does. Then I have
Okay.
to go to the subject line, which
Mm.
when I was doing the the for instance the National Council of Self-Advocates. I
Mm.
could
Hmm.
either put that whole line in, or I could put in Brittany Owens' name, which both of them brought it up. So
Mm. So there's kind of a couple different options.
yeah.
Okay. So, kind of to Sean's point, you know, if you are, let's say, you aren't sure about the person's name, or you're looking for, you can use specific words as well. That helps, and then that will bring up the email as well. So, in this example, they're using the word field trip, and so since they type field trip, what's happening is um, the email is searching for those keywords, and then what's pulling up is Miss Thompson's email about the upcoming field trip. So any kind of thing that you're looking for, you're searching for, if it's by their name or if it's a specific title or a word or phrase, it's going to gather that information and hopefully it'll be able to bring that to the top so it's easy to find. And kind of just what we talked about. So the field trip pulled up Miss Thompson's upcoming field trip email, where you could then click on it and then it would open up that email with the message. So if you can't find what you're looking for and you want to narrow down the search, you can you can click the search options icon at the end of the search box, and that will kind of again allow you to um, take a little closer look and see if there's a way that you can narrow down some of the words in that. But I would just say most of the time, um, if you're using the search field, again, if it's Gmail or Yahoo, um, most of the time it's going to pull up the email that you're looking for. And so it's good to have that feature. But again, I think it's pretty straightforward. So let's say another thing that we can talk about is again, if you've not completed an email, let's say you're working on something and maybe you get distracted or you have something else, um, and you just don't have time to finish your email in one sitting. Um, it will create a draft of your email, and a draft is just a saved copy of that email that you haven't completed. So if you have to come back to it, you can edit it and send it later. And all you really have to do for this is to um, start a new message as you type. So you click compose or create new email, or and then you start to draft, um, and then it will just kind of uh, auto save in most of the time. And so all you have to do is go back to the drafts folder, and you can see it highlighted here on the side. And that's where you'll be able to find that email that you weren't able to send, and then you can start working on it again. So again, if you don't have time, that's okay. You can come back to it later, and it will save in your drafts, and then you can finish it and send it out to whoever you're planning to send it to. Um, so if you Also, another option is you can send attachments. So if you want to send a picture or video or something like that, there's a lot of different options there as well. Um, so that is the paperclip there at the bottom of the screen. So maybe see if we can get a better image of this. Yeah. So um, try to see if where it's at here. Yeah. So if you were to, let me go back one. Yeah. So you see all these attachments. You can send those by clicking on that paperclip there, and it will allow you to send, like I said, a photo or picture or document. Sean, do you have anything to add to that?
No.
So, we'll just kind of move right along. Um, the other thing that we wanted to mention is if you have received a message from lots of different people, let's say there's you know more than one person. Sean, do you mind talking about reply all?
Yeah, so if you hit reply all, it will send uh whoever the sender was that sent you the email. It had a lot of people on that email, and then whatever you reply to is reply all, and then that will send your email that you're sending the message back to everybody.
Hmm. So what if you only wanted to send it to just Nikki Smith and not everybody? Then what?
Then you just push reply to
Hmm.
sender.
Okay. So you have a couple of different options. So reply all will send to everybody, and if you only wanted to respond to the one person, all you do is have to hit reply, and it will go only to them. Um, so to send an existing email to another person, so um, let's say we have sent an email and or we received an email, but we want to include somebody else that wasn't on it. Um, and you just want to pass it along, this is actually it's called forwarding. So you would just send that email, and you would just um, kind of go through the same process as clicking on um, the arrow that says reply, but it's going to give you an option that says forward. Or actually, that button right there is the forward button. If you look, that little arrow moving this way. So we do that from time to time, don't we, Sean?
Yep. Not too much, but we do.
So the CC field, so you have your two, which is you could send to, if you're just trying to email, for example, if I was just emailing Sean and I wanted to add Becky or someone else, this stands for carbon copy. People use it for different reasons, but the two field is for your primary audience. In this case, I'm using Sean, but if I wanted to include someone else as a carbon copy, then I would just click on that, and then I would CC them. You'll hear I'm going to CC, and so it could be I need to let my supervisor know that I'm taking care of something, so I CC them on it to indicate, hey, I've emailed this person. I kind of want you to stay in the loop on kind of what we're talking about. So some people call it a courtesy copy as well as a carbon copy. Um, there's also a blind carbon copy. So if I were to click on this here, uh, I can send this email. The difference is that people receiving the email. So if I send it to Sean, and then I BCC'd blind carbon copy Becky, Sean is the only one that's going to see it. He's not going to see that Becky was carbon copied on it or blind carbon copied. So It's just again another way that you can include somebody on the email without having to have everybody's information out there. Some people use blind carbon copies if there's a lot of people in an email that they don't want them to have their email address. So it's just again another feature of an email.
They would use that kind of an email to host a surprise party, right?
You could, yeah, yeah. If uh, if you wanted to, if the person that was the two, if I was sending it to you, but I didn't want, um, you know, uh, you to know who else was on that, then yeah, I would BC someone on that email. Tips and tricks continued. So again, just to recap, putting an email in the CC field just allows you to show that there's a courtesy copy for the records. The BCC field keeps the email address private. Um, and you can use multiple email addresses um, uh, to CC and BCC anytime you send a message. So, again, just some tips and tricks continued so you have that information. All right. So now we're going to Sean and I are going to talk a little bit about, um, some things that you do. So Sean, when you click on to add an attachment, um, what is the icon that you would select?
The paperclip.
Yep, correct. So again, just a good reminder for everyone, if you have to send a photo or an image or anything like that, um, uh, so the paperclip will allow you to attach something to that email, which is um, Sean and I send sometimes multiple attachments in one day. So just a reminder. Um, Sean, can you talk about reply all again, or what happens with each option?
Well, reply is just to one person that you are replying to send an email back to the one person, and reply all is to reply to everybody that is on your list that the person that sent you the email sent to everybody, and you're just replying back to everybody that's on that list. And then forward is when you forward something, like Becky would send me an email, and I thought David needed to know, so I would forward it to him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think you did that just the other day, didn't you?
Yep, I did.
Yep. Um, so if you BCC your mother in an email, will your friends see your mother's email address when they receive the email?
No.
Correct. Yep. So they would not see it. That's a blind carbon copy. Um, if you want to finish an email that you started today, or that you started yesterday, but you didn't have time to send it, where would that be found?
And saved.
Yep. Well, and sometimes it is called saved. Here,
A draft folder.
yep, yep, you got it. So drafts folder is again where you can send out those emails that you didn't get a chance to finish. Um, After reading this email, you decide you want to delete it. Which icon will delete the message?
The trash icon.
Yep. Okay. So I think I'm going to go through the rest, and because we're pretty much at time, and um, so again, we thank you. And Sean, do you want to kind of highlight what we've learned today?
Yeah, so congratulations everybody for going through this webinar with us. Today you have learned the tools and apps you need to use email, the skills to perform basic email functions, including log in to and out of email accounts, communicating through email, recognizing and managing spam, organizing and deleting email, searching for messages, email tips and tricks, including getting started with Gmail, keeping your email account safe, draft attachments, reply all, forward, CC, and blind carbon copy.
Excellent. Lots of stuff that we learned today. Um, if we're gonna have a time, just a few minutes for questions if anybody has any. But if you could just um, complete this short survey, you can scan this QR code here if you have your phone. Um, or you could, again, the link and code are also located in this activity sheet. So something that we can get out to you. So um, yeah, if you can please take a few minutes and complete the short survey, that's always helpful for us um, to improve. So thank you. And I'll just leave that up here for a minute.
And hope to see everybody next Tuesday.
I'm gonna end the slideshow here and just we have a few people still on the call. I'm going to stop sharing. Um, didn't see any questions in our chat today. Hi, Michael. Thank you. Appreciate you joining. So, um, anything else? Any other thoughts, Sean, before we wrap up?
No, just hope that we see you guys all next Tuesday also. And hopefully, as we keep going in this process, that we get to hear from some of you guys.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.